I never imagined my time on the planet Ravket would end with a room full of alien elders glaring at me like I'd committed a crime. I had come here 3 years ago as a xenobiologist, part of a peaceful research exchange between Earth and the Ravkethi. At first, things were simple. The adults tolerated me, the warriors ignored me, and the elders spoke to me only when absolutely necessary. But the cubs, the younglings, attached themselves to me like vines to a tree. That, apparently, was the problem. The elders' chamber was circular, carved from dark volcanic stone. Their crest banners hung behind them, spiral shapes of orange and black. When they summoned me unexpectedly, I hoped maybe it was about the agricultural project I'd been helping with. But then Elder Vero lifted his staff and pointed it at me. "You must leave the settlement," he said. Immediately, my heart dropped. What? Why? The elders exchanged glances. They hated uncomfortable questions, and I had learned, often the hard way, that Ravkethi politics were built on implication, not explanation. Still, Elder Karis answered. "The cubs have become attached. Too attached." Her nostrils flared, a sign of displeasure. "They follow you more than their appointed instructors. They mimic your speech patterns. They look to you for comfort." I swallowed the sudden knot in my throat. But they're just kids. And I've only taught them what I was allowed to teach. "That is the problem," Karis snapped. Elder Vero stood, his height towering over me even from the platform. "You have altered their development. You have interfered with their instincts. A Ravkethi cub's loyalty must remain with the clan, not a foreigner. You have weakened them." I felt heat rush to my face. I never tried to weaken anyone. I only helped. "You will go," Vero said, slamming the staff down so hard the floor vibrated. "Before the next sunrise. You will gather your things and leave this valley. But my research will be transported to your vessel," Karis said coldly. And just like that, the meeting was over. They dismissed me like a tool they were done using. I walked out of the building feeling hollow, the alien sky above me swirling with its usual streaks of lavender and blue. The wind carried the scent of mineral dust and the distant luminescent groves where I'd taught the cubs to identify safe insects. Safe. The opposite of what this place now felt like. When I reached my small living quarters, the door slid open to a cluster of cubs waiting outside. Their ears perked up. Their tails swished unevenly. They must have sensed something was wrong. The smallest one, Lyri, tugged at my pant leg with her clawed fingers. "Human Dan, you smell sad." Their sense of smell made it pointless to lie. "I have to go," I said carefully. "Tonight." Their eyes widened in unison, large, feline, and glowing in the twilight. "Go where?" asked Tava, the boldest of the group. "Back to my ship. Back to where I came from." A murmur rippled through them. I'd never heard the cubs sound frightened before. Lyri pressed closer. We did wrong." My chest tightened. "No. Never. This isn't your fault." But they kept staring at me like I was abandoning them. Like I'd chosen to. And I couldn't tell them the truth, that the elders saw them as corrupted. Contaminated. Tainted by human compassion, as if kindness was some poison. I packed slowly, dragging out the process even though it changed nothing. The cubs watched silently from the doorway the whole time. At sunset, I slung my bag over my shoulder. "I guess, this is goodbye," I said. None of them moved. None of them spoke. I stepped past them, forcing my feet to move even though my heart felt like it was fracturing. The path toward the exit of the settlement was long and carved through rocky cliffs. Torches burned along the edges, their flames a deep blue that flickered in the wind. The sky dimmed until bioluminescent insects drifted through the air like living stars. Halfway down the path, I finally glanced back. At first, I saw nothing. Then, shadows moved. Small figures emerged from around the corner. 1, 2, 3. Then more. Lyri was in the lead, carrying her tiny sack of belongings. Tava followed, with a spear that was clearly too big for him. The rest trudged behind with mismatched bags, blankets, and carved toys strapped to their backs. My breath caught. "What are you doing?" I asked, stunned. Lyri stepped forward, trembling but determined. "Going with you," she said. "You are pack." No, you can't." My voice shook. "The elders, your families, they'll be furious." "They told you to go," Tava said. "Not us." I opened my mouth, then closed it again, because technically he was right. But this wasn't a loophole I could let them exploit. "Your place is with the clan," I said firmly. "You belong here. You have duties, training, a future." Lyri shook her head slowly. "Our future follow you." Those 4 words hit harder than any Ravkethi blade. Before I could argue again, footsteps thundered from behind the cubs. The clan's senior warrior, Rak, appeared with several guards. Their armor glowed faintly, marked with the crest of enforcement. The cubs huddled behind me. Rak looked at me with something between frustration and sadness. "Human Dan, this is not your doing. But they must return." "No," Tava said loudly. "We choose." Rak's jaw clenched. "Cubs do not choose." "Well, maybe they should," I muttered. His eyes narrowed. "Do you challenge our way?" "No. But I'm not dragging them with me." "They follow because of you," Rak said. "Your teachings. Your presence. Your influence." Influence. Like I was a toxin. "This wasn't intentional," I said. "But maybe the issue isn't the cubs. Maybe it's that you treat them like soldiers before you treat them like children." The warriors behind Rak bristled. Rak looked conflicted, like he wanted to agree but couldn't. "Come," he ordered the cubs. "Now." None of them moved. They pressed even closer to me, Lyri gripping my shirt, Tava stepping in front of me protectively with the oversized spear held sideways. It was insane. Heartbreaking. And I suddenly knew, if I left them now, they would break in ways the elders never intended. "Let me talk to the elders again," I said. Rak hesitated. "They will not change their decision." "Maybe not. But maybe they'll listen if the cubs speak. They are too young." "Then let them prove they aren't." After a long silence, Rak gestured sharply. "Fine. But if they interrupt, I will remove them." We marched back through the settlement. Warriors watched us. Adults whispered. Some stared at me like I'd corrupted their entire society. In the elders' chamber, Vero glared the moment we entered. "I ordered you to leave." "And I was leaving," I said. "But these cubs followed me. They defied orders." Karis snapped, scandalized. "No," Lyri said boldly. Her voice was tiny in the vast stone chamber. "You gave order to him. Not us." A gasp rippled through the elders. Ravkethi cubs rarely spoke to adults unless spoken to. Tava stepped forward too. "Human den teach us thinking. Not only fighting. Thinking is good. It makes us strong," added another cub behind him. Vero slammed his staff again. "Enough. You have poisoned their minds. You call teaching them emotional strength poison? You want warriors, not individuals. You want obedience, not growth. You presume to understand us." Karis hissed. "No," I said quietly. "But I understand them. And they're terrified that sending me away means abandoning the bond we formed. You can't punish them for caring."